I hope all of you are doing good. Today I want to meditate on 2nd Chronicles chapter 20 verse 6. O Lord, God of our fathers, are you not God who is in heaven? You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. Power and might are in your hands, and no one can withstand you. We had been learning about prayer. Today I want to think and meditate on what is the best way to start a desperate prayer. I want to take few examples from the Bible where when people face tough situations which might have cost their life, how do they start praying? Most of the time when tough situation comes, we immediately ask the question, God, why did this happen and all this. I want to take few examples. One is Jehoshaphat. That's what we read now. He and the entire nation could have been killed because 3 armies came together. And he starts by describing how big his God is. Elijah, when he was in Mount Carmel, when he had to get the fire from heaven to prove that God is living, he started by saying, God of our father, Abraham, Isaac, telling how big our God is. Hezekiah faced a situation when the Assyrian army came to destroy them completely. In 2 Kings we read, Hezekiah prayed saying, God, you dwell in midst of the cherubims. You are so great, powerful. Nobody can stand against you. Daniel, in book of Daniel chapter 9, when he knew the promise of God is not fulfilled, when the entire nation was facing such a challenging situation in slavery, he said, God, you are God who made heaven and earth. You're so powerful. How do we start our prayer? I said 4 examples, but do we describe how big our God is? Or do we describe how big our problem is? Today onwards, let's have the habit to tell God who He is. And more we describe, you know what happens? His power gets manifested around us. When we start describing, the forces of darkness just go away because we are describing how big our God is. When we describe, 2 changes happens. One, it's for our benefit that we understand the greatness of God and we are confessing the power of God. Second, our environment changes because we are claiming and speaking out the greatness of God. God bless you. Start describing how big our God is.